Well, hi there, racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Winning Ways, where we got the champion trainer from KwaZulu-Natal in the hot seat.
Yeah, it's wonderful to come onto your show. Thank you very much, James. Thank you.
We've got to talk about your great successes over the weekend, but we've got to talk about your failures as well.
That would be a long show.
Well, the failures of your soccer team are certainly
they beaten by the better team.
Beaten by the better team.
Yeah.
Mourinho would be pleased to hear you say that.
There's no conspiracy, Mr. Mourinho, but he came out tactically strong. I thought he was tactically very good. Played his one man up front who's a tough, strong thug.
Diego Costa.
And we had a lot of the ball, but we were never really that effective.
Harry Kane never looked like he was.
No, he was marshaled by two English centre halves, and they taught him that you got to do it right. But he didn't get the service. You know, you got to get service when you're a striker.
Let's go and give you some service, and we're going to have a look at 3 to follow.
Travers. Flower Alley is the winner.
His dad, Distorted Humor, he's probably one of his best sons at stud.
I'll have another, wins the Derby. I'll have another in the Preakness.
Lilacs and Lace, 48-1, upset.
He's just a big, strong, leggy horse.
Well, there you are. You can see how lucky we are to have a stallion of that caliber in this country standing at Volgabostra.
I went and saw him.
Yeah.
I went and saw him, in soft falling rain, and they look magnificent. And this is a quality horse. So soft falling rain, they're 2 quality horses.
Fantastic for the stud. We're going to go and have a look at the first of our 3 to follow, and we go to Turfentine, the first race. This Australian bred by Star Witness. He's getting a bit old, Star Witness, but gee, he certainly produced one.
No, he's not that old. His dad's old. No, he's new. Star Witness is a second crop or something.
Okay.
Starcraft, you think?
Starcraft.
He's the old man.
Yeah, he's the old man. Yeah.
He's the old man. Yeah. This is a very nice horse. Mike has bought some really nice Australian horses, and I've been over there when he's been in Magic Millions buying them, and he bought this, and this can run.
Let's go and have a look at it. First race at Turfentine.
Yeah, it's drawn on the outside. There was a smidgen of support. I remember speaking to young Adam Azzi, and he said to me that they had a lot of respect for Paul Peter's horse, but theirs had ability, and whoa, this is the runner.
Well, she certainly scoots along here. Is it Sire sprinting sire?
Yes. Yeah, speed horse. You know, Star Witness has started very well in Australia, and a couple of them come out this country, and you'll see the speed in them. They really are quick horses. Star Witness had won the Breeders' Cup feature, not Breeders' Cup, a Magic Millions feature, and this horse can run. He gets tackled here early. The 3 of them get clear, and when they press the button, James, this horse is let down to win.
Yeah, well, I know that I had breakfast with Donovan Habib, who's a great mate of mine and rode for me for a long time, and he's got a share in the 3rd horse, and he said they thought that they would win it. They really fancied it a lot, and got well beaten here, and certainly well beaten.
Yeah, this wins cozily, and then only picking it up late. This was a very impressive performance, and as I said earlier, Michael's bought some really attractive and well-bred horses over there, especially for Adrian van Vuren. So keep an eye out for him stepping a few up, but I was very impressed with this.
Okay, let's go to have a look at the second race at Turfentine, and Vaughan Marshall's up in Joburg, plying his trade and certainly making a feast of it. This was a bit unlucky, this horse. I thought this should have won. He reared in the pens before the pens opened, and it just brings me to the point. I'm not sure if this system that we're trying to work actually works at the pens, where they load 1 and 8 and 2 and 9.
James, a horse can rear whatever's put in the gate. You know that. There's
some
no
horses, you've got to put in a horse early that actually is very fidgety in the pens. And you can get some horses.
I agree with you 100%. You get claustrophobic horses, you get fidgety horses, but on the other side of the coin, which they're trying to look at worldwide, they're trying to say, listen, get your horses right at home, make racing better for everybody. And
okay, I agree with that, Lap, but the point that I want to make is, what happens if you've got one that's claustrophobic?
You will get a concession, there's no doubt.
They rode them as they come.
No, they do now, but they follow everything. They've got passes, they check all the records, and if a horse keeps playing up in that, they will make concessions so that the horse is not compromised in any way. So I wouldn't panic about it, and I do feel this was his first run, James. Can happen. A lot of horses don't get away on terms first time. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but there's a good deal of them.
It wasn't only that he didn't get away, he certainly played up in the pens and looked like he was very uncomfortable in there. And the starter pressed the button and he was flat-footed. Let's go and have a look at him. He's in the white colours.
Yeah, here he is. He's a horse called Mystical Twilight. And you'll see the jump now. He's just a little hesitant, but that puts him into last brackets early. But here he quickly makes up ground. He looks a nice big top, James.
Yeah, lovely horse, really lovely horse. And certainly in this type of field over 1,000 metres, you can't give away that type of start. He's got a pedigree, this horse. He's by Great Britain, who's a first season sire, out of a mare called Fading Light, who Ormond Ferrara's trained. She was very, very good, Bell Bayou mare. And I think she's done quite well at stud. Bred by Highlands.
This will go over further, James. You can see he's asked if he quickened at this horse. I mean, and MJ said, come on, get in there. He had a big loping stride as is moving up to him. I think we'll go further. The winner wins a very good race. Arabian Beat and Just Africa run good races. But this horse will be more aware next time. And I think you've got to follow this because the fourth horse is not troubling at the moment.
Oh yeah, no, he ran on nicely. He sort of got there and then didn't really know what was going on. The winner, very nice horse, Arabian Beat, and properly prepared by Dominic. I think they had all the doubles into a later race which got rolled over, which was unfortunate for them.
Sure.
But the Khalils and the Zaki team, they all got involved there.
They've been players for years, haven't they, James?
They had a lot to say, boy. They were going flat out on the TV. But let's go and move on and have a look at the third one of our three to follow. And we go to Greyville on Sunday. We picked out Kochka last time as a horse to follow because his comeback run was fantastic. Watch him win, but watch the third horse.
Yeah, it's a good race to watch this. And the horse we've highlighted is a horse called Saratoga Dancer. He's a beautiful horse, this. And I think he's going to go on and win races. His last run was in Gauteng. He ran a cracking race in the Ready to Run Classic. And he drops him out to last year. Just at this stage, only got Kochka. He's just behind Kochka, I should say. And Kochka is a quality horse. John Jones is going to have a lot of fun with this horse. But we did like the run of Saratoga Dancer because he's just coming back. Duncan's given him a chance to find his feet again. He
was gelded. He's been gelded, and he's brought him back. He's Mambo in Seattle.
Yes, Mambo.
And you've got to mention that.
Yeah, he's a lovely horse, this. Yeah. And he's just left alone in last. Kochka's just getting closer. I think great ride by Sean Cormack, who rode 1914. Really got him to dictated the race to his pace. Scoot's clear here. The winner, Kochka, is a quality big horse who comes through, but on the outside is the horse we found, Saratoga Dancer.
Well, Saratoga Dancer is a good 3 lengths behind Kochka now, and he doesn't get a smack. He just gets hands and heels. Here he is on the outside, on the right-hand side of your picture. Seems to be lugging in a little bit, you know, Randolph just letting him stride in his hands. But a run under his belt, a smack on his backside, he would have been very close.
Yeah, he really is a very nice horse. I've looked at him before, I've spoken about him before, and he's going to win races. Be with this horse, Saratoga Dancer.
Right, well, those were 3 pretty nice horses to follow, and we've been in sparkling form lately, so let's keep it up. We're going to go and have a look at our blast from the past, and we've got a tremendous one here. The 2000 Keith Hepburn Stakes, the year 2000. See if you can guess the winner halfway around the bend. If you can't, you certainly weren't alive on that day.
Soft falling rain, pulling clear. Soft falling rains won the SA Nursery by 3.
Racing in the 2000 Guineas. Gates fly and they're racing in the Godolphin Mile.
They're off and racing.
Weight didn't matter. Class tells, soft falling rain, much too good. Soft falling rain, an impressive Guineas winner. Soft falling rain is drawing clear.
He's made it 7 out of 7 by winning here today.
But it's soft falling rain who is powering away. We'll see out the mile in style. A high-class performer wins the Nay of Joel Stakes.
Lots of quality here. And away they go then from the 1400 metre marker. A very good beginning, this one. Patchouli Dancers in front in the early stages. Jetmasters right there in second. Drumstars away in third, and then it's All Will Be Well behind that, Sovereign Seas, and then Blossoming Fields about 6 lengths off the leader. Pace was always a worry, but a worry no more because Patchouli Dancers gone clear with about 1100 to go. Patchouli by 3. Jetmaster racing away there in second. All Will Be Well is third. Drumstar is racing 5 lengths off the leader, being followed by Blossoming Fields. Sovereign Seas is racing at the back. Sovereign Seas is 7 lengths off them. Patchouli Dancer wants to make them run here. He's the leader by 3. Jetmaster's a clear second. 2 lengths away to All Will Be Well. Drumstar, Sovereign Seas in a little tight, then Blossoming Fields. They come down to the final 400. Patchouli Dancer, Jetmaster's all over him, and Jetmaster with 300 to go hits the front. Patchouli Dancer's in second. All Will Be Well's back in third, has got 2 lengths to make up. They've got about 180 to go. It's Jetmaster, the leader, 1.5 lengths. All Will Be Well is flat out to get him, but Jetmaster's 2 lengths clear, and he's simply too good for this lot. This is a good field, but he's much better than them. Jetmaster by 3 from All Will Be Well. Sovereign Seas just outrun Patchouli Dancer for third.
Well, the recently deceased Jetmaster, what a racehorse he was. We thought we'd show you that, and unfortunately Raymond didn't want the dummies to feel like they should go and sit in the corner, so he put the name up before the race. Because otherwise, there would have been a couple that would have said, no, there was something
Very good
else.
horses in that race. And Jetmaster was, I think he won about 9 or 10 Group 1s.
Yeah, yeah.
Superb racehorse, bought cheaply.
All Will Be Well was a
Pat
fantastic horse that Buddy Maroon trained. And then there was Sovereign Seas, Pat Shaw, Patchouli Dancer, Mike de Kock, Blossoming Fields, Ferraris.
Yeah.
That was a field.
That was a field. There's only 6 runners, quality runners, and the winner, what a racehorse, Jetmaster. Wow.
Right, let's go and have a look at the plum.
Sabre Edge gets away by 2 or 3. Destined for Dawn's going to try and throw out the challenge. On the outside, Crafton, Broadhurst, and then Permission to Land. But Sabre Edge with a healthy lead getting to the 200-metre marker. And it's Sabre Edge now trying to close in as Destined for Dawn. But Sabre Edge holding too many guns and will win. Sabre Edge has won it. Destined for Dawn will run second. 7 lengths back to Buster Brown. Maybe Lord Chancery ran fourth.
Well, that was the bet of the weekend. First race on Friday night at Greyville on the Poly. This horse had run second, then run a disappointing race when he got into all sorts of troubles in the pens, another one. And he came out here only because Anton Marcus was riding a fancied horse where you're able to get 5-2 on Interbet as much as you like. 5-2 about this horse. That had to start your weekend unbelievably well.
Yeah, it looked very hard to oppose, was up in the lead, and really, apart from Anton chasing it, the rest were never in it.
Now, interesting, I'm just chatting to the guys on Interbet. They're doing this in-play betting on all the cricket matches. You can have a bet in play. Next wicket will be an LBW or a court or this. Yeah. They've got all those bets on in-play. So if you haven't got an Interbet account, you've got to get on. And you can just bet on your computer. You can bet who's going to make the highest score, which team's going to bat first. Whether it's odds or evens runs.
Good idea.
It is a punter's delight.
Yeah.
And it's in play, so it just goes the whole time. You just keep on going.
Take the 6 to 10 a catch.
Well, yeah. And then LBW is like 2 to 1.
Yeah.
But
Bold.
The interesting thing is that the West Indies who played on Friday or against us, I think 21 of their 22 dismissals, or 20 of their, how many dismissals? 19 of their 20 dismissals have been caught.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's 6 to 10 or so.
Yeah, and it was ridiculous. So that, you could get on.
Yeah.
And you've got to go on to the in-play section.
Do they do it for other sports, James?
Yeah, they do.
Soccer, rugby,
they do. They do it for most sports now. Tennis is definitely big as far as they're concerned.
Golf?
golf, no, they haven't got the golf in play yet, but you can bet between rounds.
Because you'd love that.
Yeah, no, you can bet him. No, geez, I've seen these guys have they're cruising down, hitting it, making 6 under par, and the next thing make triple bogey. You know, you don't want to be betting on.
I know they bet on match play.
No.
They bet drawing that hole, or either of them winning the hole. It's good.
Yeah. It's all this in the new in play on Interbet, worth having a very, very good look at, because you can have some fun there. We're going to go and have a look at current affairs, where we have got Mike de Kock hopefully on the line from Australia, from Melbourne.
Hi and welcome to another edition of Current Affairs, where we had 4 graded races up on the Haarveld in their season, and good racing, James.
Oh yeah, well you went up there and taught them a lesson,
Yeah.
you know, which is very nice to see. It looked like your horse is definitely
serious
the
horse.
champion of the 2-year-old crop. He deserves it. When we get to the fillies, there was a lot of chat about who was the champion. The champion was Mamju. A lot of people
Majmu.
Majmu. The people says other horses should have been, other fillies, no chance.
James,
on what we've seen now,
no chance. You know, just if I can touch on, we were looking to we took a bit of flack because they keep travelling the horse. You know, where's Lefty going with the horse next and that. Just think about it. When you think of, would Aidan O'Brien have won a race if he didn't travel? Everywhere. And Americans, they travel. You know, we've got to get into our mindset, James. Got to get into our mindset.
You're 100% right. And you know, people are saying now you're blowing your own trumpet. But what I want to say is that it depends on the horse.
Yes.
And this horse is perfect to travel. I saw him in your yard on Friday morning before he went. He's as relaxed as they come. He stands on a halter and eats grass. He obviously sleeps on the float. But if you've got one of those things that lose 25 or 30 kilos after a travel, that's different. But he obviously...
We've got, James, as I was saying, it's a bit of a mindset, not just for my horse, anybody's horses. When you've got horses worldwide, you travel them to race. It's a normal thing. You go across America.
You've got top horses, yeah.
You've got top horses, you travel them. You know, you've got to race. But let's get on to the 4 features. And let's start first with the Acacia Handicap and have a look at why Washang Mowing has always been held in high regard as one of the greats.
Yeah, let's come figure it out.
The Acacia Handicap turning for home now. 600 metres left to go. Wisdom Stone, the leader. Elusive Spirits moved up into second. Be Mine Tonight behind that. Enchanted Silk. Further back to Amber Orchid. Fortitude on the outside. Euphoria's getting closer. 3 to go. Then sprinting Queen Maria Teresa is further back. What a Lady's got 5 lengths to find. 300 to go, and Be Mine Tonight comes back to regain the lead. On the outside, Enchanted Silk. Then comes on the further outside. Fortitude is running a massive race. What a Lady down the inside of the track. Wisdom Stone. It's still in front. Be Mine Tonight, but What a Lady's flying up on the outside, and What a Lady has got up to it from Fortitude. Then Be Mine Tonight, Maria Teresa.
Well, there we are. What a Lady, and what a ride. It looked for all means, it looked like the horse wasn't going to get a run, but Washang got it out, and well done to Stanley Ferreira, who trains us for, I think, Lawrence. Has Lawrence got partners in this one, James?
Yeah, the Werners, Lawrence and Lawrence Werners and his partner, his brother, I think it is, or maybe his father.
Or his son.
Well,
his son loves racing.
Could be any of them. But,
yeah, Lawrence have been.
Anyway, it's in their colours, but just interesting, nice for Stanley Ferreira. We picked up this filly early on in her career as a horse to follow. She's bred by the Clifton stud. She's out of that great mare Vogue of theirs. You know,
very good.
Very, very good mare. She's the dam of Fort Vogue. Okay?
Yes, that's right.
And Clifton Stud kept what they probably thought was the best one, the Fort Wood, out of vogue, and is racing with Bass, has been beaten about 3 or 4 times now. But Stanley Ferreira, getting back to him.
He disappeared off the scene, didn't he?
Yeah, he was one of the top trainers in Newmarket, in my sort of days in Newmarket, the early 80s. And he was a very, very good trainer indeed. And basically, he's come back, and the Bowers gave him a chance.
Roland Bauer.
Yeah, Roland and them put him back on the map and give him. But he's starting to climb the ladder. It takes
Looks
a
like
long
he's still a
time to
very
get
good
there.
trainer.
Yeah,
You know, he proved it here. He's done a wonderful job with What a Lady. This is 4 wins in a row. And yeah, that goes from strength to strength for Stanley.
Stanley's one of those human beings where he's got a lot of failings, but you can't help but love him, you know. And they're out there for all to see. Nothing's hidden with him. He's a great guy.
What you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get. Good guy, Stanley.
Yeah, well done, Stanley. We're proud of you, and well done, of course, to the winners and Washon for a great ride. But let's move on now. We're going up from a grade 3 to a grade 2. And the grade 2 we can look at is, if I can turn my page over, the Hawaii Stakes. It's always been a very good race. Let's go and have a look at it.
Deficit followed by Snowden, Lockheed Jetstar, then Brooks Club, further back to Sabadell with 5 to go. Ready to go right now towards their inside. Winter Stars on the outside of them. Then comes Bezanova, Ashton Park, Sovereign Mint. And behind that comes White Line Fever, 400 to go. And Chikeli's well on its way here. It's gone clear by 4 lengths. Back in second is Half the Deficit, then Winter Star. Coming out the pack behind that one comes White Line Fever, 200 out. Chikeli's the leader. Half the Deficit. They coming now. Ashton Park is coming home really nicely between runners. Chikeli down the inside. Half the Deficit. Ashton Park. Chikeli, Half the Deficit. Here it comes. Chikeli has beaten Half the Deficit. Ashton Park, Winter Star, and then Lockheed.
Well, there we go. Alec Laird has always rated this horse very highly for Chesty and Mike. And it's won a good race. Gutsy. Good to see our friend Francois Herold keeping this one rolling, because it looked like half
Just
the
come back,
deficit.
Francie. Just come back from an injury break. He's been off for quite a long time, and it really gave it a good ride.
Yeah, Half the Deficit ran a great race. Watching the race, I didn't realise it as much. Ashton Park found trouble at the wrong stage.
Yeah, he would have run very close. He's a horse to put into your notebook. He ran a very, very good race at weight for age terms, Ashton Park, in this type of field, and he's certainly worth having a close look at. But it was a good race, good grade 2. A couple of them fluffed their lines, but you know, the horse that they went for was Snaith Runner. They backed him ready to go right now. They backed him into 7 to 2. And he didn't really run very well.
No, he didn't run to his form if you put his form with Ashton Park. But Mark Bass or Walter's got them rolling up there. So, but well done, of course, the connections at Chikeli and Alec Laird. A very good win. This horse started off his career
sprint. Gray's in, you know, and he's bred by...
Sort of sprinting.
Yeah, he's bred by I think Chesty owned the mare, Philippa Johnson.
I think him and Mark Dayton, I think, raced that, and then they've raced this.
Yeah. So, you know, nice to see them.
Philippa Johnson was, I think, a Joshua Dancer.
You know, Gray's Inn's a horse that I don't think he deserves to have gone quiet. He's a very good stallion.
Good stallion. I've always been a fan of his, and you can buy them. And he's won Group 1 races with him. He was a great racehorse. He went all over the world, won the Vodacom Jalak and the Canter. So well done to everyone involved with this horse. Chikeli is a gutsy win.
South African racehorse. Let's go and have a look at the next one. We go to the Fillies Guineas. And another South African bred and raced horse was the sire of the winner here. Let's go and have a look at this filly. She's good.
Kylie, silver class behind that with Trophy Wife. Same jurisdiction's got 12 to make up. Behind that, Pennington Sands and Bilateral as they turn for home. In the Fulker Drift, Gauteng Fillies Guinea, Smart Call the one to beat. On the outside of those, Pine Princess, Bichette, Siren's Call, Alma further back to Marnie's making headway. Quintus down the inside. On the outside, same jurisdictions running on. Got 3 lengths to make up. 300 out. Smart Call still the leader. Siren's Call. Same jurisdiction. Trophy Wife is finding a good finish late. 200 out. Smart Call on the outside. Trophy Wife. Between them is Siren's Call. Trophy Wife. Siren's Call. These two. Siren's Call is going to win the Fillies Guineas. Siren's Call beats Trophy Wife. Third place will go to Smart Call. Then came to Marnie. Well,
there we go. Siren's Call. And James, this horse is had a few races. It's locked horns with very good horses. It's taken on Majmu's, Harry's Son. It's gone and it proved it's a very good filly now. Yeah, absolutely. She's a Elusive Fort out of Westman Mare, bred by the team, Peter de Beer. Yeah, well done to Peter de Beer. Fantastic for him and fantastic for Sean Terry. Ran first, second and fourth in this race. So, you know, Sean, yeah, you know, funny enough, Trophy Wife ran a great race and so was Tammany coming on late. Do you know that all three of the features, the Group 2s that came along, Chris Vanica ran second in all three. Amazing. All three he ran second in. But Sean Terry, great training feat. Have a look at Same Jurisdiction, who was the favourite. Runs a very good race. I think had a lot to do. The draw didn't help. It found trouble late. It made an early run from out wide. Wasn't beaten for. Do not put a line through Same Jurisdiction. This is the top filly as well. But even Smart Call, James. I had a chat with Waishong Mowing, and Waishong said to me, he really raced this filly. What happened was they had to make a decision. Big striding horse. If they get it covered in behind, you have to grab, let go, grab, let go. But if you go to the front, you stand the chance of him fighting. And he said, I mean, her fighting, that's what she did. He said, was a great run. Well, she's probably worth looking at the second leg, the Triple Tiara. But let's go and have a look at Guineas. Gauteng Guineas. We showed you some horses winning last week in Blast from the Past, and we gave you pretty good confidence. We were pretty confident that Laf would go up there and win this race with this horse. We think he's the best horse around, and so he proved. Let's go and have a look at him.
Amsterdam's going wide, Prince of Orange. The captain's tune behind those, then Forest Fox further back in the field. And the trailer is Illuminati. They're well into the home stretch. 500 to go in the betting world, Gauteng Guineas. It's ML Jet down the inside who is the leader. Also Precursor, Harry's Son has now struck the front down the centre. Harry's Son is going well at this stage. It's 2 lengths clear. Zambezi River, unparalleled. Angel behind that. Mutamakin comes home. But it's Harry's Son, the one to beat. Harry's Son is 3 lengths clear. Unparalleled comes home. Forest Fox and French Navy. But Harry's Son is clinging on here from French Navy. Pierre Stradham's done it. The Guineas double wins on Harry's Son from French Navy. Back in third, close between Unparalleled and Forest.
Yeah, great excitement for all of us and a great day. Well done to our clients, and I'm very, very pleased he's come through, James, and won again.
He's a fantastic horse. Yeah. You know, just the whole demeanour of the horse is just unbelievable. Yeah. And really, you know, it's people don't understand how hard it is for a middle-of-the-road trainers, as we'd like to call ourselves. I'm at the bottom of the road, but you're at the middle. I'm the beginning of the bottom of the road.
I've got a house half up the hill.
And you know that to go and take on these big horses where they've got tons and tons and tons of horses, and find a horse like this and end up putting it in the right places and winning the right races with it, well, that's a feat in itself.
Do you know what I found very heartwarming was Roy Woodley couldn't be there, and he was really upset he couldn't, and he loves this horse to bits, but so we knew he wasn't going to be there. But after this horse won, I was obviously very, very excited. I got my emails, my texts, and my WhatsApps in it. There were over 100, of which 17 were trainers. That's very good. You know, the mates said, well done, well done, well done.
Well, they even went on the trainers app, you know, and everyone was having a go. Your Summerfeld colleagues, you know. So you're obviously well liked. I never got one congratulation when I was, you know, when I won a maiden plate. You know, surely you should have got a few people to phone me. Can you organise in future? You know, I feel very left out.
No, James. But James, your record speaks for itself. So don't panic. Don't panic.
You did well, and I can tell you something. You got some nice guys involved in there. Yeah. I know that the Staines and
Martha and of course James as well. Well done, James. It's wonderful for all of them. They're enjoying the ride, James, and he's doing us proud. Now, what's the other news in current affair?
Well, there's quite a bit of news still. You know, just talking about sales and sales companies. You know, Bloodstock South Africa, who are sponsors here, have tied up a deal with Sun International, which is unbelievable for them because I think they'll be wonderful partners together, and the Maslow Hotel, which is one of the best hotels in Sandton. So, you know, the clients are going to be beautifully looked after. It's very close to the car trainers, easy to get from the airport and wherever it just is a really wonderful partnership that they've tied up. And Sun International are fantastic partners to have because they're the type of casino group that you can do things with.
Yeah.
And Bloodstock South Africa need to be able to do things with their clients. I think it's very good for them and well done.
Well done, yeah. They've got to align themselves with these big guys, and it's great for us. As you say, you get off the plane, onto Gautrain, and you're there.
Right, to go to Hong Kong, Designs on Rome won the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
And he's now heading for Dubai.
Yep. Yeah, very good.
Going to try and win the Shima, which was won by Ferraris, you remember?
Now, that's where we should be in a situation where you can say, well, we won a race over the weekend, we're going to Dubai to try and win it at the end of the month. These protocols have got to be sorted.
Well, now, interesting you talk about that, because I saw the pictures on Mike de Kock's website, which is a font of information,
yes,
of flying the flag winning the big race on Saturday night. And it was being led in by a couple of big oaks, okay, on either side, and there was a poor, skinny little Jahan Malherbe. He's really lost a lot of weight.
Herbert.
But there was, Herbert Malherbe, but there was those big oaks, JJ and
So
Mike.
it looked like the Greek was front row forwards.
Well, yeah, it could easily be the Greek was front row forwards. And poor Trevor Brown stuck in there, he never had a chance, you know.
He was a scrub off.
Anyway, Johnny G won the race, but in the blog, which Chesty writes, Chesty Wolfhard.
Chesty, does he write them?
Yeah, he writes for Mike de Kock's website.
Not Charles Pretorius?
Charles Pretorius, what I'm talking about.
Charles.
You know, the same, tarred with the same brush. Tarred with the same brush. Charles Pretorius, of course, he writes. Anyway, Charles said that they had hosted the South African Embassy and the South African
Trade Council?
Trade Council,
yeah,
exactly. To the races on that night. So it was fantastic to have a winner called Flying the Flag was the horse's name.
Apt.
And at Maidan, and it was a precursor to the Gold Cup. You know, if we get Mike on the phone, we'll be able to chat to him about it. But this horse by Galileo out of a Pivotal mare is owned by Mary and Jessica and Michael Javett. So, and Johnny G rode the winner. So, you know, it was nice to see him getting amongst the winners there.
Flying the flag with the Greek rider.
Yeah, and then Star Empire ran third. You know? Star Empire's won 12 stake checks since he's been in Dubai.
Wasn't the winner Michael's there, a Mukwif or something, or and Star Empire ran third, I'm sure.
No, Al Mukwif, that's a Dynaformer. That won the Nad Al Sheba Trophy, Grade 3. Okay. So that's the one that's actually going for the Gold Cup. Apparently, Micah never won the Gold Cup on Dubai World Cup night. And you know, Dubai World Cup night is going to be fantastic. There's all types of attractions. It's the 20th World Cup. Okay.
Yeah, I was funny enough. I was speaking to Phil about it, about the Let's Go Travel Group, and he said he thinks because of the interest now, he might be able to secure another table. You know where the tables are, James? They're right there, next to the parade ring, so you can shout home your supporters, watch the jockeys. So there will be more tickets out there. Those of you looking to get to Dubai, because we're going to have a strong
full
hand.
at the moment. There's already Phil told me he's you know, everyone wants to go, and I'm certainly going, and you're going. It's going to be my first World Cup. I can't wait to go there, and we'll cover it for Winning Ways. We're going to take our pet photographer who's going to photograph the whole thing, and we'll chat over it. We'll put it in your call. You know? Spielberg will put it all together when we get home. You know, he'll put it all together.
We should try and get Spielberg on one of these trips with us with his camera.
Yeah,
but James, it looks like, just talking about this weekend is Super Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, we will be speaking to Michael if we can get him on the line. We're battling to get hold of Michael. He is in Melbourne buying horses. And James, while we're waiting to get hold of him, let's talk about the Melbourne sales, what we know so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the two biggest buyers on the first day, the two biggest individual buyers, were Brett Crawford, who bought the top lot for $560,000, not rand, dollars.
Daughter of Schnitzel.
Daughter of Schnitzel. And then Ramsden bought the second top lot.
A daughter of Foxwedge, I think.
Foxwedge, yeah, 340,000.
I see they bought a couple of new approaches. Good stallion, James.
Yeah, a very good stallion, new approach. But it's just amazing how the South Africans go over there and buy horses of the top.
It's good to see that we've got clients who are interested in spending money wherever they go in the world, whether it be Argentina, whether it be England, whether it be Australia, whether it be our sales, and they go out there and. And,
you know what I find interesting. You know, you're the Magic Millions representative,
yes.
and obviously you went to the Perth sale a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And you got a call out the blue, find me a couple of horses.
Yeah, a client phoned me up and he got a few horses, and he asked me to go and find him a couple of horses, and I bought him 2 horses, James, 2 beautiful horses. The one is by Lope de Vega,
and who's a stunning horse, and he's a sensation in Europe. I don't think the Australians like him that much because he stays.
And James, it's the mother won 13 times, the mother, including the Group 1 Railway Stakes, you know, for 40,000. So I bought 2 from him. It's wonderful. The guy came out of the blue, and now you and I go off the Adelaide sale.
Well, that's the next one we talk about it. The Adelaide sale this weekend. It starts on, what's it, Monday? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 9th, 10th, 11th at Adelaide. Now there's another sale that is very affordable for South African buyers.
Very much so.
We will be there because we've got to be there. We've got work to do, you know.
That's
what it's all about.
There's some, I've been through the catalogue, as I hope you have. There's some very nicely bred horses, and there's some South African connections. And bear in mind, every year we try and get, and I bought some nice horses out of Perth last year. I hope they can go on and produce, but when the likes of Goldie Coast and Flying Loot were bought cheaply are producing the goods, they turn out to be stakes horses, one can't complain.
100%. I think that, you know, when you look at the overall, the Australian horses, they've got the advantage of having the shuttle stallions, but they are a hell of a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
Because $560,000 is not top price by any means there.
It's close to our top price in South Africa, if you'd convert it. Yeah. We're struggling to get hold of Michael de Kock. While we're trying to get hold of him again, James will tell us what he knows we've got running for this. Will he not? What he's got entered for this weekend, James? And just to let the people know there's some big horses running.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what we'll do is I think that we'll just quickly give you an overview, and in your call, if we can get him, we'll get him on the line. But in the Group 3 on the dirt over 1,600 meters, he's got pylon entered. I was just having a look at the entries. The entries just closed before we went on air. And the Albuster Kier, which is I found fascinatingly interesting. The Albuster Kier is a 1,900 meter on the dirt. It's a group race for fillies, older fillies. 4 entries.
That's it.
Mike hasn't got an entry. Now, I wonder what they do if they run those 4 horses or they actually reopen entries. It will be interesting to see what happens, how they handle when they get a small nomination. And it's a big stake. It's about $250,000.
Yeah.
And you've got 4
big
entries.
Stakes now.
But why they've got 4 entries is there's a filly that rated 117 who's unbeaten there. Okay, filly rated 111 and 295. So the 295s, you know, going to run for stakes. And the 117, no one wants to take it on. That's the problem.
Maybe a rethink
on the dirt.
Maybe they should open up again. I don't know how it operates in Dubai. Maybe they'll open up again. But haven't we got? Okay, but nice to see Pylon back. Pylon was always a great horse on sand. Really,
it will be interesting to see how he goes. You know, he's a Fort Wood. They love the sand.
Yeah.
Will he have the pace to get to the front? That's one of the questions I wanted to ask Mike. Or will he be happy just sitting off them? Because I think that dirt track, you've got to be up in the front.
James, a horse who will have the pace to get to the front is Via Africa. I was speaking to Andre Hoflesch about it. He's all excited. He's had his suit he got for his matric dance. He's had it aired.
Yeah.
And taken it out of mothballs. It still fits.
Well,
if you put the whole lot together, you can make pants out of it now.
He's got to wear a suit. And I don't think Andre Hoflesch has worn a suit much in his life.
Once when he went to court once.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's the only time he has. But he's had
big
big city life. He's had Via Africa. Andre Hoflesch was one of the good guys and one of the lucky guys. And James, Via Africa runs in a 5 furlong on the turf.
Yeah, she's running in the Maidan Sprint. Banadier's also entered for the race, but Banadier's also entered for the 1200 on the dirt, which Pylon's entered for as well, which is like the 4th race.
Yeah.
But it's going to be that's why I wanted to chat to Mike and see who is riding Via Africa, you know, what the story is. But Andre's there, boy. He's there. In fact, Andre's a man of many trades. I hear that just diversifying a little bit. Sabine Plattner, Yoga's governor, and her are split.
Yes.
And Yogas is coming to train in Natal, and I think he'll be a hit here.
I think he'll be a hit. He had a good strike rate. He won the Met. He's a very nice man, and we wish him everything the best. And I do feel that when Yogas gets into town, he will get clients. He will do well. Well, who's going to take over the Plattner stable?
That's the point. Is that you know, if you're an applicant, you can apply, and I think that Andre was going to apply. Okay. You start with a good horse in the yard.
That's
right. Take Pure Africa across.
James, just another interesting thing was we all know the passing of Horse Chestnut very recently. And just in America the other day, a mare was sold by Horse Chestnut for 8 million rand, the equivalent of 8 million rand. So those of you who've got Horse Chestnut mares, don't rush to get rid of them. They seem to be in demand.
Okay, let's go on at Dubai. We've got the City of Gold, which is a race that Mike's won a number of times. He's got 3 horses in there, Mguya, Mick Dam and Johann Strauss. Those are his nominations there. And then the Jebel Hatta, which he's won a number of times, Vercingetorix is in there.
What a good horse.
You know, and he won effortlessly first time up there. He's also got Flying the Flag, and he's also got Sanchawi. So the South African flag will fly high on Super Saturday. It's going to be a really exciting Super Saturday. If you still want to go, you have to get hold of Phil Georgia. But Dubai World Cup's where we're heading, and this is the dress rehearsal for Dubai World Cup. And all these horses are getting prepped for the Dubai World Cup.
Some wonderful interest from South African horses. Michael's had all these winners, and there's some guy knocking to try come and visit us, James.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Mark de Kock.
Maybe it's someone that wants to actually come to the Dubai World Cup with us.
Quick response.
Not bad, not bad. You guys are quick out there. We're going to, just the last point I want to finish with is the US Jockey Club have bought a controlling interest in the Blood Horse magazine. Now, the Blood Horse magazine is the magazine of American racing. The thoroughbred owners and breeders owned it, okay? They own Blood Horse magazine. And it's wonderful to have the US Jockey Club. That is how an institution like the Jockey Club should get involved in racing. Make sure that they own some of the media that's going to promote the sport. And they've got involved. And you know why they've got involved is because they've got a wonderful chairman, a guy called Ogden Phipps.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that's Shug McGorgy trains for them.
Yeah.
The Phipps family have been...
They're synonymous with success.
Incredible patrons of racing. He's a racing man through and through. And that's what... If we look at our Jockey Club, that's what we need.
Yeah, we need the passion to be there.
Those type of people that really are involved.
Yeah, I agree with you. And James, didn't we find out they had the Blue Diamond run on Saturday in Australia? Now, this, if you win this, you're a stallion. And Snowden and his son have done it again. They won it with the Earthquake. They've won it with a few horses. Yeah. And they stepped up a street car for the Arab owners.
Yeah, Prince of Dubai or something.
Prince of Dubai. It looks a very good horse. He's now going to be a stallion, be very valuable. So a great win for them.
Yeah, big racing in Australia at the moment. Big sales, big action all over the planet. Dubai is the place you want to be. And if you want to get there, you go and have a look at Phil Georgia's site, Let's Go Travel. They put on the best show you can get on.
Soft falling rain, the 3-year-old is coming at hard thick. He's picking him up with every stride. Soft falling rain alongside hard thick. He puts his head in front. Soft falling rain is drawing clear. Soft falling rain has won the Godolphin Mile.
in front. They hit the line. Hucklebuck has won it.
Dahiros sped up on the inside, and it is Dahiros.
Well, there we're going to be at Adelaide, but last week you were at the right place, Val de Vie.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the Val de Vie setup. I mentioned it last week. I purchased a couple of fillies, And a lot of people bought some nice horses, and let's hope that it turns out to be something of the future.
Apparently it was a wonderful sight to have a sale, and Rake was quite impressive.
Yeah,
he didn't arrive in a speedo.
No, he had that, as I said, underneath. He's a real nice type of guy, but he's in magnificent condition. He spoke well, and I think this is it's a place for the future. A place for the future is going to be having sales there. It's a wonderful setup, and they were telling me there that they're just taking bush away and moving it and doing it up. It's got bigger and bigger, that whole Val de Vie operation, and it's going to be really impressive when it's finished.
Well, we got an insert on the sale, which Andrew Bond kindly sent to us, and he's, you know, Andrew Bond, he's a pretty good producer. He does a good job.
Outstanding, outstanding. All his work, I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that what we should do is we should go and have a look at this insert, and we'll try and get Mike de Kock on the line. I've sent him a message, and we'll try and get him on the line in the meantime. But let's go and have a look at what happened at Val de Vie.
Things that we know about the sale of racehorses, and there's several things we don't know. We certainly don't know where the best horse is going to come from which farm or from which sale, and a racehorse doesn't know its price. But if you're going to sell horses to people, why not sell them in the most conducive and beautiful environment? You must be very, very well pleased the fact that you've managed to find a venue like Val de Vie.
Yeah, we were very, very happy with the whole event. We did look at it a couple of years ago before I was at the TBA, and this time we decided we have to have the event, and Val de Vie was perfect. Everybody enjoyed it. There were a lot of things we have to look at and improve, but you know, for a first time it wasn't bad.
I must admit, having gone to ground zero a few months before, I was thinking to myself, my goodness, this is really ambitious, and we've got lots of photographs to prove that, but I think fair to say that Jenny van der Hof did an absolutely incredible job in organising and marshalling her troops.
Jenny did a magnificent job, together with the Val de Vie staff, NAS especially. And yeah, when I went there at the end of December and I looked at all the sand, I was a little bit worried. But yeah, to get it into that shape was absolutely unbelievable.
On the ground, I had the opportunity to speak to many people, both buyers, sellers, and it was kind of a rushed sale in certain respects. And for that reason, I think a lot of people were disappointed that they couldn't get their horses onto the sale, but it really must have turned out to be a proper buyer's market in that regard.
Yeah, we decided that the breeders asked us to have a sale, and we decided that was the best time. We didn't want to interfere with the CTS sales, so we decided to put it in the middle between their book 1 and their book 2. And it was well received, but I think a lot of breeders or vendors wanted to wait and see how the sale went. And I think as it got closer to the time, yeah, I think some of them thought they should have actually put some of their horses on there.
There's very little doubt that any sale can boast a horse like Pocket Power with 3 J&B Mets and 4 Queen's Plates to his name, the darling of the South African turf, and of course sold at that particular sale.
Yeah, Pocket Power is the most famous graduate of the old Cape sale, which has now been replaced by Val de Vie. And for a horse to have won 3 Mets and 4 Queen's Plates is unbelievably good.
From a point of view of layout, easily accessible, looking after the patrons with good food and wine, that's what Val de Vie is so famous for. It's a horse estate. Everything just falls so beautifully into place, and I'm sure they were delighted to be part of us just as much as we were to be part of them.
Yes, they were, and they've got a very good events management team. Simone de Wet and Elsa Human, they were excellent, and they managed the whole event from the catering side, and you know, we just had to look and say yes or no. So it was very, very easy for us. And Ryk Neertling as well on the marketing side. Yeah, I think they had as much benefit as we had. And in fact, if you talk about horse sales and you just think of it, Val de Vie is now a brand. So Val de Vie yearling sale, you don't have to say, oh, the national yearling sales or the 2-year-old sales at Gosforth Park. You just say Val de Vie and everybody knows what sale you're talking about.
Kevin, let's talk facts and figures. Top price, average, median, any relevant information?
Top price 1.2 million. That was for the Forsfontein dynasty. Median was 115,000. And the average, I think, is about 194,000. We thought it was above 200,000, but there were quite a few vendor buybacks and erroneous, with our new system, erroneous inputs. So it's 194,000, which is still pretty good for a... I wouldn't say it's a regional sale. It's a regional sale with a select band of horses. So it's a little bit more than a regional sale.
From a point of view of entertainment, obviously there was this wonderful lavish banquet that was talked about, and the luncheon, which must have taken a fair amount of coordination.
The lunch took a lot of planning, but it worked out very well. And the music was provided by a trifecta of musicians, and which went down very well.
So given the fact that you've had the opportunity to look at the venue, to look at the acceptance from the buyers, from the sellers' perspective, chances are pretty good, I would imagine, that it's going to be a much bigger sale next year.
Yeah, as I say, we've critically reviewed it. We know there were a lot of errors that we made. There were a lot of things that we need to change. But a lot of the time, you only see these things once it's actually happening, and then you realize, okay, this just isn't working. But you know, you live and learn. So as long as we learn from our errors and we fix them next time, it'll be a bigger and better 2016 Val de Vie.
So if I were to go to that venue right now, would there be any semblance of recognition that a sale had taken place, or is it all packed away and put to bed?
All packed away other than the stables, which are still there. The polo guys are going to be utilizing them for the next couple of weeks. And then after that, we will keep them there until our May sale.
So that's a real win-win situation for the existing tenants there.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have a good use of it, and we don't pay rental.
So at the end of the day, when you put your head on the pillow on that Sunday evening after the Val de Vie sale, what was going through Kevin's mind?
I was just happy that we managed to make a small profit, because I don't think many people thought we'd make any type of profit at all. And we did manage to make a small...
setup costs.
Yes, but we did make a small profit, and if we can make a small profit in year one, then that augurs well for the future.
As far as the website is concerned, it's many people's only manner and only means of staying in touch with the sale on a live basis. How did that work?
Yeah, the streaming went very well. We used N-Farm, and we've got a contract with them for this year, and they were excellent. It went off without a glitch. That was fine. The area we did have a few glitches was our new system with our iPads, and we had the line go down once, but other than that it worked very well. We tried it out at Val de Vie so that it would be perfect for the Nationals, because there were glitches. A new IT system with a new app, and by the time of the Nationals it'll be perfect. So we found out all the problems that we had, and we're busy sorting them out now. And also it'll help because we have had problems getting some of the data up onto the website this week and getting it up quickly, but from the Nationals it'll go up straight away, and there won't be any glitches at all.
Well, there you go. What a success Val de Vie turned out to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's in its infancy, and I can only see it growing, and another place to buy good horses.
Well, now we look forward to the National Yearling Sales, 22nd to 24th of April, and they're going to be pretty good. They've got
always a very good sale, James.
And now with this new partnership that they've hooked up, really looks like a big thing.
You and I will be sleeping in Sandton for the first time.
For the first time ever, for you. Yeah. I spent a lot of time in Sandton. I can spend a lot of time there. Yeah. But just finishing it off, we obviously haven't been able to get hold of Mike de Kock. As I say, he is in Melbourne. We've given you an idea of what's going on there. For Super Saturday, you don't miss that race meeting. It will be on Teletrack Live, the whole meeting, and that is Saturday. Via Africa, go, my baby, because I want to tell you, Andre Hauptlich will be unplayable. And his partner,
but Boshoff,
yeah?
Mr. Boshoff,
those are two, yeah. Well, Boshoff's been there before, Andre. He's been there, but he had Lizard's Passion. What was
something like that, yeah, something like it.
So he's been before. He'll be able to lead Andre around, show him all the things that are going on in Dubai.
Well, our fingers are crossed, especially for Duncan Howells as well. He did such a wonderful job with this horse, and Michael Lazzie with Pylon, and the trainers that sent their horses on to Michael. Well done to them. We're funking for them.
We're funking for everyone.
Yep.
Let's have a full go. This is going to be such fun. Dubai World Cup on the end of the month, but Super Saturday as the precursor. Don't miss that. From me, James, and Paul, you have a great week's racing.